Hello everybody. I hope I'm audible to you all. Am I audible to you all? Please give me a thumbs up if I'm audible and if the screen is also legible, that you are able to read at least certain things. If you can, I believe you can zoom in onto this slide. That is also possible, right? So please let me know if it is legible to you. All right, let's get started. Welcome to this first week of our foundational remote sensing and GIS training, where essentially we look into the practical aspect of GIS. There is a theory foundation course that is ongoing simultaneously, and it was originally designed to suit the theory foundation course that is ongoing. uh, I believe that the theory foundation course as well as the practical training course, both of them are ending almost similarly. The practical training course is being held on Saturday and Sunday between 7 to 9, right? So this is a 4 week course. We are at the very first week of it. Each week we are meeting for 4 hours, 2 hours on Saturday 7 to 9, and the same time we are following on Sunday. We are following yet another rule, that is, it will be wonderful if you can attend the live sessions, because that is where essentially most of the discussions are also supposed to be held. The discussions will be enriching. When you attend it, you will realize that there is more than just understanding the tools and techniques, and this is something that will be made available to you only through the live sessions. Besides that, what you see here is the content is divided into 7 different modules. We are starting with the first module today. We are aiming to finish one module a day, such that we have one more session that is left, where we can discuss how this particular course went for you, what are the different things that you would want to learn in future, and how do you view this particular field in remote sensing and GIS, with definitely with alignment to the kind of work that otherwise you are doing. Some of you are from ecological background, ecology background. Some of you are from architecture background. Some of you are from, I believe, chemical sciences. Many of you are from earth sciences background. All right. So please give me a thumbs up if uh, we are good to go, if you are comfortable, and we can just get going. Give me a thumbs up if we can get going. Yes. Okay. So module one, which is introduction to GIS, we basically get introduced to QGIS. That is a software um, which has a free license. Anybody, any student, any academician, any researcher, without any um, without any a lot of investment within the kind of projects that they are doing, essentially for the final year projects and things like that, and also in non-governmental organization, non-profit organization. This is where QGIS is being used extensively. It is developed by Open Geospatial Consortium (OGC), which is a huge community that comes together to develop GIS data, GIS softwares, and their free distribution and free usage among masses. So QGIS is the software that we are using. Installation and setup of QGIS, that is exactly what we are doing. We are leaving the Google Earth engine for a later day, but we are starting with QGIS. I believe some of you have already installed QGIS, so that exactly is the first aim of our module 1. Then we will move on to understand the interface. What are the different layers that are present within QGIS? What are the different panels? What is their use? What are they called? And then various toolbars that are available within QGIS. This is something that we are going to discuss, which will make us get acquainted with the software. So if I am telling you open processing toolbox, you'll be able to know what exactly I'm asking you to do. If I'm trying to go to a certain panel, you will be able to navigate through the interface. It is a very, very simple interface. That is how we are going to learn it. Nothing is difficult, and that is what we are going to believe in. Then we will move on to loading some raster and vector data within QGIS software, and then we will move on to basic map navigation and visualization, where we are going to look into how we can impart colors to these layers, and how assigning different colors makes it more understandable about what kind of data we are looking at, what is its spatial variations and things like that. So let's get going, for which the first thing is I go to QGIS download. I'm coming to Google. Before this, I must have already shared a link with you to go and install QGIS. But right now, what we are doing is, let's say, if I want to install any other software other than QGIS, then how do I navigate through it? I'm just going for adding QGIS download into the Google search bar, and that is where I get this link, qgis.org download. So when I reach there, I believe many of you have already installed QGIS, right? So we are not going to go through in detail, but then you will get a gist of, about how to exactly go about installing QGIS. And I believe two or three of you have not installed, including one of the participant who joined some hours ago. All right. So when I reach here, before download starts, I have some information pertaining to the data over here, to the software over here, and then you can donate. So what it says is that you can donate. You know that this is a freely available software, so all the tools that are made available within QGIS, plugins that are made available, they are all free of cost, right? So somebody is investing their time and working on this, and I, let's say I would not want to donate anything, I skip it and go to the download section. Now, this is where you will find a long term release software, that is a long term release software that is more stable. You see here 3.44, that is the newest LTR. If you were to check this some 2 3 months back, then you would have received 3.40 as the uh, as the latest I mean, sorry, as a long term release. However, let me just tell you what exactly this LTR or long term release is. Long term release is that software, is that version of QGIS that has been made bug free. If at all there were some tools that were not working or anything that was not working well, then it has been taken care of within this particular version of the software, and it is most stable one for that particular period. Okay. Now if you go for installing any older version, for example 3.40, that was an LTR few months back, then you will see that some of the tools are missing in 3.40. However, they are available in 3.44. Most of the time you will still be able to work with 3.40. However, if at all you want to use the most latest one, that is best, okay, then you can go for this LTR, and I would always suggest all my students to go for the available LTR rather than going for an older one. Besides that, you will also see a latest release. Right now it is 4.0, that means the version has been upgraded, and there must be many more tools that are getting added to it. If there is any bug, it is getting reported and its solutions are on its way, right? So if you are using 4.0, usually you won't really come across any trouble unless and until some advanced tools that are just added to this version, that is 4.0, are being utilized. So this understanding you keep in your head, so that we will go for long term release. Now when I click on this LTR, it will start downloading this MSI. Okay, this .msi file, that is what we want to download, and we can just go for saving it wherever you want to save it, preferably in the download section. That is where we go for saving it, and it will start downloading. We will have to give it some time. This is around 538 MB. It is going to take 3 minutes. It depends upon what is the network speed. So this has been downloaded. I go to that particular folder and it as an administrator. I can just double click on it. Let's go for double clicking on it. I might end up upgrading my software because right now it must be 3.40. So I will end up upgrading it. right now the software that I have is QGIS 3.40, and I will end up upgrading it to 3.44. So you don't have to uninstall the previous version, you can simply go for upgrading. Okay, and then I'm letting it compute the space requirements for this next option to become uh, active. And then we click on next. I accept the terms in the license agreement. Next. Okay, so this is where it is getting saved and it is creating a desktop shortcut. We know all this, so not a problem. Let's give it some time. Okay. Now, when you open this particular software, that is QGIS, you will see something like new empty project. If you have installed it for the first time, then you will see new empty project. Okay. If you already had some projects, then you will see some projects that are listed over here that you have worked upon very recently. So henceforth, after today, if at all you have not used QGIS before, then after today, whenever you open it, today, tomorrow, after this particular class, you will already have one project made over there. Okay, so for now let me go ahead and open this new empty project. So this is how the interface looks. Very sorted interface, it's not difficult at all. Okay, has anybody opened it on your on your desktop? Is there anybody who has opened QGIS? Okay, all right. Okay, okay. All right, so have a look at this. We have something called a menu bar. Okay, this is called menu bar. What are the different things that are listed in this menu bar? You might end up seeing a little more in my menu bar than yours. Don't be worried. You will also end up adding few more, sections within your menu bar. So this is your menu bar where project is listed, where project is listed, edit section is there, view, layer, settings, plugin, vector, raster, database, web, mesh. I have something called HCM GIS over there, processing and help. Okay, so these are the sections that are present within this particular menu bar. It is called menu bar. Now, besides that, you will also see some horizontal toolboxes that are listed here by standard, by default. When you open this QGIS, you will see some of the tools that are already listed here. Now you might end up also adding some more tools to these horizontal toolbars. Okay, as and when you find something that you are most often using. All right, as in when you find some tools that you are ending up using too often, then you will add them over here. But let's just play a little around with these horizontal toolboxes. So they are different. You will see these dot 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 lines. No, if you look very closely, then you will see two of the horizontal toolboxes are separated by these bars, by these lines, dotted lines. Okay, so when you hold your mouse cursor over it, it will turn into a four-headed arrow. Okay, and you can move them about. So I can add this to a completely new toolbar. If I want to shift them anywhere, I can do that. I can create a completely new one. As many as you want, you can create. Okay, if you want to delete some, that as well you are able to do. For example, how do I go about doing it? You see this gray empty space here. Okay, in the menu bar you will see some gray empty space right in front of it. Right click there, sorry, right click there. Okay, and panels and toolbars will open. Okay, panels and toolbars will open. Now from here, whatever toolbar that you don't want to be there, you will be able to remove it. Okay, so for example, I have something called the digitizing toolbar, which is over here. Let me remove it. So when I click on it, you will see something has disappeared, not this. So let me just put it back on. Yeah, So you see this, which is right now not even reflecting back. That means it is not active. So if I want to remove this, no, you see this scissor option there, then dot 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 line is there. Let's say I want to remove it. So what do? I simply find that tool and digitizing toolbar, and I will check it off. So once it is checked off, it is gone. Okay, so that is how you play around with your horizontal toolboxes. Now if I want to put them all into just one bar, then yes, I'm able to do that. I'm able to do that. Okay, however that you want, you will be able to move through them. Okay, good with horizontal toolbar? Yes, have you followed this? Could you do it? Move around the toolboxes. Even if you want to add some more, you will be able to find them here. Okay, now similarly you have panels as well. Now let's look into panels. Now right now on this interface you see three panels. Okay, one is this processing toolbox. It will be always found towards your right. Okay, towards the right side of your screen. And you have a browser panel. Okay, this is a browser panel. It helps you browse into internet to, if you want to download some data or something that is already available within your system, it lets you browse into your system. And in processing toolboxes you will have multiple toolboxes that are already present within your system. Now you may also end up adding more tools, processing tools in the course of time. Keep that as well in mind. Besides that, right below browser section you have this layer panel. Okay, right below this browser section you have this layer panel. Now often what happens is that by mistake, let's say I closed them. Okay, I closed them. Browser panel also I closed, layer panel also I closed, and all that I see here is a white space. Don't get panic. You yet again can right click. Okay, and now you see this panel. So here you can simply click on browser panel. So browser panel has shown up. Then I can find processing toolbox panel, and then processing toolbox panel has shown up. Then yet again I want to add a layer section also, so I will add layer panel, and it comes back. Okay, at times you are not dealing with any of the processing toolboxes, you can just close it so that you have this white space. Now let's talk about this white space, what exactly this particular white space is. This white space is where your data will get visualized. Layer section is where it will get populated, and within this white space that we call map view, what we call it? Map view. So all your layers, your maps, your data, whatever vector data or satellite data that you bring in, it will be seen over here. Okay, so this is called map view. You have some panels here. The most important panels are browser panel, layer panel, processing toolbox panel. There are horizontal toolboxes here, and besides that you have the menu bar. Now, right below these, you will see that if I move around this pan over the map view, you will see that the coordinates are changing here, right? The coordinates are changing. And if I zoom in, zoom out, the scale is changing. See, I'm using the cursor, and if I do that, you will see the scale changing. Okay, you will see the scale changing. I can also go for magnifier. This is basically just magnifying your map view as much as that you want. If you want to rotate the map view, then you can do that over here, and many different things. So which particular coordinate system you are using, that is listed over here. If you want to change something, render, that means move about, then you can do that. If you check it off, you are not able to move around. Okay, is this clear to you? Give me a thumbs up if this is clear to you, and that it is easy also. So anytime that you feel that you have not understood anything, you can just give a thumbs down so that it will alert me, um, and I will be able to ask you what must be the problem, right? Okay,